Woman was pulling a banner on the side of the road to find witnesses for her unjustly deceased husband, but the police came and arrested the woman for embezzlement. Given a chance to mitigate the punishment, she confirmed that the man in front of her might have been threatened to do so, but she obviously didn't do anything. Why did she take the initiative to confess? She knew that all this was a conspiracy behind the Tittle who killed her husband. In this way, Lisa firmly denied her crime in court, but was eventually sentenced to 2 years in prison, which is the Tittle's trick to play with ordinary people, directly putting a person who has not committed a crime into prison and isolated. Relatives came to visit the prison to prepare for an appeal, but the prison guard said that none of the prisoners wanted to see them, so they all blocked back. Lisa was in prison every day, waiting for her relatives to come, but there was no news, and her intuition told her that something should be wrong with her aunt and Tom. At this moment, a newspaper made her see Tom's face clearly, and Tom, as a journalist, actually wrote about the spices her husband's research as the result of the J group, and finally understood why Tom had persuaded herself to admit guilt. It turned out that he had already become a lackey on the group's side, and in despair, he angrily smashed it, and the two prison bullies immediately pulled Lisa to the ground and punched and kicked him hard. But Lisa did not have any struggle at this time, but she has lost hope of being alive. Please continue to beat me harder. Please kill me. Time flies, 2 years go by in a blink of an eye. Lisa is released from prison. However, there are no surprises waiting for her, just a cruel reality. And when she returns home, she finds that the place where her husband used to work has become the J Group's place, and finds Tom that he has become the husband of Dr. Anna. Moreover, the daughters are 2 years old, and Lisa wants to get back the spice patent information that her husband once gave him from him. But Tom does not admit that there is such a thing, and speaks to her carefully. Do you still want to go to prison again? And she still said loudly and let Lisa forget the past and start again. But how could she just disappear like this with such a blood feud? And she came to the J Group again. At this moment, a ball rolled at her feet, so she enthusiastically bent down to pick it up, and handed it to a little boy, and a woman suddenly rushed over, hurriedly holding the child in her arms, waiting for Lisa to see it. Only then did he know that the boy in front of him turned out to be the child of the enemy, and immediately changed his face and angrily accused their family of murderers. Lisa didn't know that her reckless behavior had brought serious consequences, and after being released from prison, Lisa lived in a hotel with her cellmate Fat Girl. At this time, she suddenly remembered that Lily's son just now said distressedly that if her child was alive, he should be as old as him, but she didn't know that the child just now was the biological son she had been thinking about for a long time. Faced with the background of the enemy's family being a Tittle, Lisa, who felt that there was no hope of revenge, had no motivation to live, and when she wanted to commit suicide to reunite with her husband and son, her husband's figure appeared directly in front of her eyes. I hope that my wife can live strongly, for the sake of the child, and for him to clear the rabid grievances. You must live bravely. Can I clear the grievances for you and the children? Can I do it without any power? Fortunately, at this time, her husband's words allowed Lisa to find the direction of her life, and she must find out the real cause of the death of the children and her husband, so that those well-dressed beasts can be punished by the law, and finally go to reunite with her husband and children. As Lisa walked back to the hotel, she was shocked to find that the hotel had been engulfed in flames, and what made her even more unacceptable was that her fellow inmates had not escaped from the fire.